session of Academic Research Logs. Today we're talking about how to write a literature review. If your literature review is faulty or if it's flawed in any way, the remainder of your thesis or your dissertation actually can potentially be viewed as flawed as well. And it is almost impossible to perform a research that we would call significant without understanding the current literature in the area. And what I've found is often I think students probably don't get the guidance that's needed sometimes in writing the literature review, especially in the areas of synthesizing and analyzing your literature review, because that's the two key important aspects: being able to synthesize and critically appraise and analyze the literature rather than just describing the literature. You have to be able to really think about what's important about the literature that you're writing and why it's important. So what is a literature review? A literature review, really what you're doing a thorough summary and a critical analysis of the relevant literature that's available in the field or in the area that you choose to research. And all research needs to be informed by existing knowledge, especially in the subject area. That's how we build knowledge. We look at what's already been done and how do we build on that. The literature review also will help you to identify and organize the concept, the language, the theories, the methods, and the history, the historical context that surrounds your topic. So really what you're doing is you're giving us a summary of the literature on the topic that you're studying. And your goal really is to bring the reader or whoever is assessing your literature review, you're bringing them up to date about the current literature that's on the topic that you're studying. And it's important as well that your literature review is able to bring out the gaps that's available, the gaps that's within the current literature as well. So in essence, what you're doing is you're uncovering areas where research is needed while reviewing the literature. So let's look at an example. Say if I wanted to write a literature review and my topic was looking at whether YouTube influences the use of academic research, right? So if this was the title of my if this was my topic, if I was going to write a literature review, my literature review would have an overview of social media platforms. So it wouldn't just be YouTube, but it would have a quick overview of different social media platforms and how those different platforms can influence academic research. And then I will also want to go ahead and discuss the general topic of social media itself and how it influences the use of all types of academic research. Within that as well, I might also want to discuss the different social media platforms that are available. For example, I might want to talk about Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all of those ones as well. And even I can now even go further and talk about the influence of social media on other types of research resources. So again, I can look at how books are taken up on social media, how expert opinions are taken up, how blogs are viewed on social media, how theses and dissertations are viewed on social media. So again, because all of those as well are different types of research, but it's just in different ways. And then if I want to go further as well, I can focus on access issues, access to social media as a subtopic within my literature review. So I can talk about maybe lack of internet access. I can talk about social media literacy. I can talk about attitudes of people towards social media and how that influences the use of academic research. So you can see how the literature review goes from probably a broad overview to a specific focus by using some subtopics of the general research question itself, But at the end of the day, what it does, it helps to guide the focus of my specific research question and what I want to address. Okay, so again, it's about building the context and looking at what surrounds your topic. So it's important that we also talk about the style of writing. So the way you write is important. When you write a literature review, remember that you are critically appraising. So you need to bring out the strength and the weaknesses, and you need to justify your research and talk about why we need to look at future research as well. So words that can help when you write, words that can really help to bring out your synthesizing in your analysis and your critical appraisal is you can think about using transition words and words that link your sentences together and bring out your arguments and bring out your points. So you can talk about similarly according to this person. In addition, this person says this, or however, an Australian study did this. Similar results were reported in 2 other studies by this person and this person. So you're just really presenting your point and analyzing and critiquing as well. So furthermore, having considered this particular area, it was also reasonable to consider this area. Okay, you can also present your findings and say another recent study from 2017 by this person echoed the same findings as their 2012 study. So again, you see how you can start to present your argument. When you're analyzing and critiquing, you can also talk about things like this point was also supported by other studies and name those studies. In the same manner, in the same way, another USA study by this person examined to further really support your point. You can talk about correspondingly, this person, if you had an unexpected finding within the literature, you can talk about that as well. Or again, if you've made a point in the previous paragraph and you want to analyze another point that's the same, you can say the point in the above paragraph have also been supported by the work of this person, and then you can just keep going. So again, that's the way you really present your findings, so that everything links to each other and it's not disjointed. And the person that's reading your work can at least understand that, okay, yes, they really have read through and they understand what's current in the area and what needs to be done. Another thing that's important when you're writing is you have to consider the strengths and weaknesses. And when you present your strengths and weaknesses, think about it this way. You can say the current available literature have mainly examined this, but this area still needs to be addressed. So that can be a strength can be the fact that this has been done, a lot of this has been done, and a weakness can be the fact that we still need to do this. If you think about it this way as well, say a significant amount of the available literature have examined the issue using this particular method. So it's a strength because there's a lot of this method that has been done, maybe quantitatively, but there's a limitation in the sense that it hasn't been done qualitatively. So again, that's how you start to bring out your strengths and weaknesses. When you get to the area where you need to talk about the need for the research, where you're starting to pick out the gaps, remember when I was talking about how important it is when you write your literature review to talk about your gaps as well. So when you're talking about the need for future research, you can put it this way, say, although some progress has been made in this area, there is still a significant gap in the Australian literature as to how this thing is done. So again, now you're looking at the need for further research. You can talk about what the literature suggests, that there is still a significant gap in knowledge about these things. So therefore, we need to do more research in the area. So in conclusion, a literature review is central to your research process, and it can help you refine your research question. It can help you to determine whether you've got any inconsistencies in the body of knowledge. It can help to inspire new research, and it can also enable a researcher to gain insight into the suitable design, maybe for a future study. You can be able to pick out gaps and how you can go about filling those gaps as well. So thank you very much for listening. I hope to see you in the next video.